Well, thought I'd give y'all a little update on where we stand on harvest and a few other things. We are not done yet. Today is October the 29th, I think. Yeah. So we're at the tail end of October here. We got maybe 30 acres of beans left to pick. We probably wouldn't have that much, if any, hadn't been for a few breakdowns with the combine. Like I said last time we was trying to repair it, felt like we was going to be limping it along. We had it going pretty good there for a while, and then we ran into about 3 different issues in one day, and one of them is still lingering. But we're getting by. But anywho, we got what we could done before this rain pushed in. That was remnants of hurricane, I think, that came across Mexico or something. But anyway, I didn't follow it too well. But yeah, it set in raining Sunday night, rained Monday, rained Tuesday, rained a little bit Wednesday, which was yesterday. Then it looked like it may have rained a little bit overnight, but it's kind of quit raining. It's supposed to start clearing off, but it's just kind of overcast and cloudy, so I'm not exactly sure when we're gonna get back into picking beans again or get it dry enough. So we got some more rain expected Saturday night into Sunday, and then looks like it may clear off again. So just have to see if we get any sunshine or not. I have started planting wheat. Got about half of the wheat planted that we are planning to plant this year. I was kind of hesitant to plant any wheat with where the price of wheat was, but I'm going ahead and planting some wheat. I'm going to plant pretty much about the same amount of acreage as we planted last year and the year before, which seems to work out. I've got the acreage to plant more this year, but I'm not going to do it. I hope the price goes up, but I guess that's everybody's hope. But yeah, planting Pioneer wheat. It's a 26R10. I got the papers back here in the back seat. It's 26R10 or 26R11. I think it's R10. Anyway, it's what we planted last year. Of course, it's being planted on different fields, so no big deal there. I may get some footage of me planting the wheat. We'll see. First half I was in a very big hurry to get it in the ground, cause so I started planting that about midday Saturday. I guess it was actually early afternoon. Planted on up into the night thinking it was going to rain any time. Got most of it done, and it was getting kind of late. I got all the wet areas planted. That was our wettest field, so that's why I was concerned with getting it planted quickly. But got that done, and I thought, well, if I don't get the far west side done, it's not a very wet area. I'll get it later. Well, it didn't rain at night, so I got down there early Sunday morning and planted on it till about midday and got done. And I kept thinking it was gonna rain any minute. kept getting to us and kind of dissipating, so I probably could have got more done than I did, but I kind of just cut it off there. I didn't have the other fields. The other fields have not been fertilized yet, and I've not done burn down on them yet. Because when I seen that rain coming on that first spot, we kind of got it prepped quick, and I immediately went into planting mode. So I had to get the drill ready. It was still prepped for beans, so I had to put the coulters back on every other one for the wheat, and calibrate it, and change a few settings and whatnot. But anyway, so that's in progress. With this rain we've had, I don't really know when the ground's going to get dry enough to start again. I'm going to target for Saturday if we can get some sunshine, but if it's not, I'm going to have to let that other rain come through and then hope it dries out enough next week. I like to have my weight in the ground here anytime about October 18th to about the 1st of November, but that ain't gonna happen for all of it. The rest of this other half's gonna be, I might get part of it done this Saturday, which will be October 31st. Then I'll have another 15 acres left. That's gonna be on into November, which might be alright. We'll just have to see. As far as the combine, the issues with it, that one day, my uncle was having trouble with one of the batteries getting very hot to the touch. Two batteries are side by side there on the side of the combine. So that issue was going on, and he also, when he was on the phone with me about that, said he thought he seen smoke coming out of the back of the combine. So I was on my way there, and we got there. There was smoke coming out from around the sides underneath the combine, and it was getting dark. Took a flashlight, went around, kind of found where it was coming from, and there was some dust smoldering up around the hydrostatic transmission. There's a brake drum down there for the parking brake, I believe, that I don't know if parking brake got left on or what, but it got hot and it had ignited some of that dust to the point we had some smoldering embers. We didn't have flames, but we had some embers. I got in there with a stick, started poking around on it. It was trying to flame up, but it wasn't quite getting there. So we got some water and doused that, and kind of got that under control. If it had been left, it very well could have burnt the thing to the ground. But luckily we got that under control. So that happened. We also, the same day, developed a hydraulic leak on the, well, we don't really know where it is yet. It's in the back of the combine where it's not the hydraulic pump for the hydrostatic, that's a separate pump, but there's a hydraulic pump back there under the motor that resides at the hydraulic reservoir back there, which is basically automatic transmission fluid is what it uses. And the electro over hydraulic valve sits under that pump there on the side. So we've got a leak there somewhere. It only leaks when it's running. We haven't isolated if it's coming from the pump, or if it's coming from a line, or if it's coming from one of those electro over hydraulic valves. It's oily there, there's dust everywhere. We've tried to clean it, it just builds back up with dust, and we ain't been able to sort it out. It ain't leaking a lot, but we're just trying to get done right now. So we lost a good day day and a half with all that. But yeah, he went and took both batteries and had those checked, and one of them checked out bad, so he bought one new battery and came back and put those in, and the combine never would start. Wouldn't even really attempt to turn over for a whole day. And so what happened there was apparently that other battery was bad as well. I got there that evening, got a multimeter on it. What I found was that old battery was only about 9 volts, and we'd hooked jumper cables on it and everything trying to charge it, and it still was 9 volts and it was getting warm. So wound up having to buy another battery. So we got 2 brand new batteries in it, which was around $300. Then the thing still wouldn't start. We actually got started off one battery that evening, but I found the ground cable to be bad. The ground cable is one cable that hooks to both batteries, so it actually has copper cable that runs through one of the battery clamps that goes in the battery post there, and it's clamped around that copper. Well, it was bad inside that joint, and there really wasn't any way to fix it. But probing around the voltmeter a little bit, I found that out, and that it was actually hooked to the good battery, that bad joint. That's why the combine would never start. The other battery was too far gone to get enough juice to turn it over, and the new battery was really not connected. So I actually moved to the other battery clamp on the end of that cable, which only had us hooked to the one new battery, and it actually started to come on. So he was down a whole day with that, trying to figure that out, and it wasn't until I got there that evening that I was able to probe around with a voltmeter a little bit and figure out what was going on there. So we had to have a new ground cable made. That was kind of a little bit of a unique cable. We was either going to have 2 cables made and run to one ground point, or have one similar to this stock cable, and they were able to make one in line like that, a series connection. But anyway, so we got that back going, and then he had a slow day. That hydraulic leak was leaking on the belt that drives the chopper, big long belt that drives the chopper on the back, and he had the chopper jam up a couple of times because the belt started slipping due to the oil on it, and that's been an ongoing issue now. So yeah, that's kind of the issues we were facing. So we're going to try to continue limping this thing along until we can get done, and then see if we can get this hydraulic leak fixed, which is really the only issue right now. It's just causing the chopper not to work right, which is causing some things. It's cutting a little. It's not cutting good in the late beans where the wheat was. We had some really thick wheat this year with a lot of stalks, so it's having to cut through them wheat stalks and the bean stalks. So we need to probably replace all the knobs on the header, but anyway, it's in places it's having to slow down. It ain't cutting really great, but it's getting it done anyway. So that's that. Got a funeral visitation to go to here over the next couple of days too, so I got to work that in. So that's what's going on. I did that Sunday afternoon, after I got done planting that first half of wheat, I did go into moving some hay out of some low areas. I wasn't sure how much rain we were going to get, so I was a little worried about some flooding of some fields, so I actually started moving some hay out of some fields that hadn't moved yet. So got a little hay moved, which is hay I'll be selling, so I've got to do that as well. But anyway, that's kind of the update right now. They are logging the northern end of, it ain't our property, but it's property we lease for pasture on the north end of us. So I did get the fence up, got the cows cut off of that in the middle of all the other stuff that was going on. So I'll probably start feeding hay here pretty soon, because they've been cut off part of their pasture, and it's getting about that time of the year anyway. I usually start feeding hay in November, so it's almost November. But we ain't really had any bad cold weather yet. We only hit the 30s one night, so we've been staying in the 50s, upper 40s for lows, and getting back up upper 60s, 70s during the day. So still staying a little warm, but I'm sure the cold weather's coming. But anyway, that's your harvest and wheat planting and everything else update. And I'll update you a little bit later on whether we get done harvesting and get the wheat planting done, and hopefully it'll slope off a little bit from there. So anyway, talk to you later. See ya.